Are your people working hard but not reaching their full potential? The problem is not effort, it is development. At the Modern Observer Group, we transform workforce development into real performance. Our human-centered achievement programs help your team think better, communicate stronger, and execute at a higher level. That means higher employee engagement, stronger leadership, and measurable results across your organization. If you want a workforce that performs, leads, and delivers, it is time to invest in your people. Visit modernobserver.com and discover how the Modern Observer Group helps you build a workforce that wins.
The Middle East heats up again. Biden sues the DOJ. Humanoid robots take the spotlight, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Iran targeted a U.S. airbase on Thursday after the United States struck what Washington described as an Iranian drone operation near the Strait of Hormuz, and President Donald Trump rejected a reported compromise deal with Tehran. The U.S. targeted a military site and shot down 4 Iranian one-way attack drones that posed a threat around the Strait of Hormuz. These actions were measured, purely defensive, and intended to maintain the ceasefire, a U.S. official said. President Trump said Wednesday that Iran is negotiating on fumes and warned the U.S. will finish the job if no nuclear deal is reached soon. Trump also drew a line on the Strait of Hormuz. Nobody else can control the choke point, he said, adding the U.S. would blow them up if they tried. Earlier, Iran state TV claimed it had a draft framework that would reopen the strait within a month and pull U.S. forces back. The White House called the report a complete fabrication. Israel's military clashed with the Iran-backed militant Hezbollah group Tuesday along a strategic river in southern Lebanon as Israeli troops pushed farther north, days ahead of talks in Washington between Lebanese and Israeli delegations. A U.S.-brokered ceasefire in the Israel-Hezbollah conflict appeared more nominal by the day, complicating efforts at a broader peace in the Iran war, as Tehran wants an agreement to include an end to the fighting in Lebanon. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said after meeting with his defense minister and senior military officials that Israel will expand its operations in Lebanon. New York State enacted a law making it a crime to block someone from entering a house of worship or to act in a way that makes worshipers fear for their safety as they enter. Governor Kathy Hochul signed the measure Tuesday. The law also allows police to establish 50-foot security perimeters outside houses of worship where protests are not allowed. Hochul said every New Yorker should be able to enter a house of worship and practice religion without fear. The law followed demonstrations outside synagogues that hosted real estate events promoting immigration to Israel and the West Bank. Former President Biden sued the Justice Department on Tuesday to stop the release of audio recordings tied to special counsel Robert Hur's classified documents probe. Biden's lawyers say disclosure would be an unwarranted invasion of his privacy. The recordings are from 2016 and 2017 interviews with the ghostwriter for Biden's memoir about his late son, Beau. Hur reviewed them during his probe, but recommended no charges. President Trump fired back on Truth Social Tuesday night, calling Biden a crooked politician. The DOJ plans to release the materials to Congress and the Heritage Foundation on June 15th, reversing the Biden administration's earlier position that they were exempt from disclosure. The financial app Robinhood launched a new feature that will allow AI agents to trade stocks and make credit card purchases. The addition will let users directly connect programs like Anthropic's Claude or coding software like Cursor to their profile and even provide the agent with its own dedicated trading account. Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev said in a statement, "Our mission has always been to democratize finance for all, and now that mission extends to AI agents." Robinhood said that the agentic trading accounts are separate from a user's main portfolio, require the user to set spending caps, and will give the user notifications about transactions, as well as the ability to immediately disconnect an agent from an account. The Humanoids Summit Tokyo opened Thursday with robotics demonstrations involving mechanical hands, dancing robots, adult-sized delivery robots, and machines designed for precise movement. Companies at the event included Boston Dynamics, Toyota Motor Corporation, Booster Robotics, and Limix Dynamics. Chinese companies were prominent at the summit. The event showed robots able to pick up socks, pose for photos, and perform dexterous tasks. Osaka University professor Hiroshi Ishiguro appeared with the android robot Geminoid. The summit highlighted humanoid robotics development in Japan, China, and the United States. Chinese robotics developers displayed systems focused on lower-cost mass production. Japanese developers presented humanoids and related robotic systems in a field where Japan had earlier development advantages but has faced commercial competition. That's the Raw Naked Truth for May 28th, 2026. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.